This region's shipping routes are critical to the security, stability, and prosperity of the world. That's according to a strategic military and security advisor who's taking part at this year's Maritime Security and Surveillance conference currently on in the capital. Rear Admiral Christopher Parry says security in the Gulf's waters is crucial to ensuring the free flow of oil, gas, and other commodities to sustain world economic growth. From Abu Dhabi, Leonard reports.
Almost 80% of the world's trade is shipped to where it has to go, and the Gulf is one of the world's busiest shipping routes.
Right now, the Gulf is critically important to the world's economy because oil and gas is the engine of growth. It's also the bridge to this region between the emerging East, with all its commodity supply, and the consuming West.
And so keeping those shipping lanes secure is of vital importance. You've
got threats from piracy in the Gulf of Aden, the Gulf of Oman, and in the Indian Ocean. And what we're seeing is the rise of a great deal of criminality as well. It expresses itself in terms of trafficking, but also wider forms of smuggling and theft and things like that.
And countering those threats is exactly what's being discussed at this conference in Abu Dhabi this week. Delegates from the UAE, the UK, the US, India and the GCC are all discussing ways to make shipping safer.
I think what comes out of conferences like this is a common realisation that we have to collaborate. There are obviously opportunities for networking, but also people can see solutions that might be applicable to their own situations and scenarios.
And most recently, that has meant a concerted effort to stop piracy off the coast of East Africa. But while the millions of dollars paid in ransom to Somali pirates may well grab the headlines, according to these delegates, there's also another cost, the human cost, to both sides.
There are many seafarers killed because of piracy activities. Even more are still in captivity. More than 150 people are now in captivity in Somalia. But there are also many lives lost from the side of pirates. Almost 10% of the active pirates were killed last year, and there are even more lost at sea.
One topic under discussion that is perhaps not traditionally associated with maritime security is that of climate change. That relationship between the change in our climate and the forces that patrol our oceans is becoming an increasingly vital one.
Ships like aircraft carriers or helicopter carriers can be hugely useful in this respect. We only have to look at some recent examples. The USS Carl Vinson and the Abraham Lincoln off Haiti and Indonesia, what they were able to perform, taking a go-anywhere airfield with all of its command and control facilities, with all of its heavy lift helicopters, with medical support, etc. You can do an awful lot from the sea.
It's the first time this conference is being held, but it certainly won't be the last. The United Nations estimates that the cost of piracy alone to the global shipping industry could be as high as $12 billion. Add to that the human cost, and it's a sum the world can ill afford. Kimberley, Leonard, Emirates News.